A couple of things.
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 Hello and welcome to today's episode of A Couple of Things. This is episode 13. And on today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the power of simply asking, aka ask and you shall probably receive. I hope you enjoy this episode. Thank you for listening. Something that people ask me a lot when I have coaching calls, career coaching, mentorship calls, is, oh, I'm looking for a job, but I don't know what to do. And I'm just like, have you asked anybody or have you told anybody that you're looking for a job? And oftentimes they're like, no. I was like, well, you can just ask. If you ask, you will probably find something. So I remember reading a while ago that Gwendolyn Christie was nominated for an Emmy for her role as Brienne of Tarth in Game of Thrones, and apparently she submitted herself for that Emmy. Like she wasn't thought, or I don't know if she was thought of before, but like she just went and submitted herself as per I want an Emmy for this role. And then I was thinking about how sometimes you need to reach out for your recognition or for your awards or for your roses or for whatever you want. You need to reach out to someone and ask them that this is what you want. Earlier last year, when Tech About released something called Tech Women Lagos as part of their celebration for International Women's Day, I was aware that they were creating that list, but it crossed my mind to submit myself for consideration, but I didn't. I don't know if they would have selected me if I submitted myself, but now I'll never know. I was really sad about not making the list, but that's a story for another day. I felt like if I had to ask for it, I probably didn't deserve it, or it wasn't as valid as if I had been given without asking. And that's a very silly mentality that I don't know where we learn it from, but people often make you feel like if you have to ask for something before it's given to you, you're probably not deserving of that thing. I don't think so. I think that sometimes just asking puts you in the line of sight of people. So they might think of you as knowing that thing, but in that moment, it doesn't really register until you ask. So another thing that I learned from that episode is I created my UX researcher guide and I wanted to be featured in Creative Mornings newsletter. And instead of just sitting around and waiting, I submitted the link for it to be shared, and it was shared in the newsletter, and they also tweeted it on their timeline. So important note, you're not just going to be given something simply because you asked. You're not going to, just like you can't just get a job because you applied. You have to meet certain criteria. But if you never ask, the answer is always no. So my tip is to always put in your best work and then put yourself out there, and then just present your best work and talk about it and look for people that can help you promote it and share it. And also, if you're looking for a job, you can always ask. So I'm going to talk more about that in the next section of the podcast. So, how does this asking thing work when it comes to like jobs? Imagine if you are here as a person who maybe you're a writer or you're a developer or something, and you're looking for a job, and nobody knows that you're looking for a job. I mean, you can be applying to jobs all the days and all the time, but if somebody knows that you're looking for a job, they can refer you for a job from someone else. So look at it like this: person A is a developer who's looking for a job, and person A has friends BCD. Friends BCD don't know that A is looking for a job, but person B knows a company that is looking for a developer. If person B doesn't know that person A is looking for a job, how would they refer them for the job? Right? So it's very easy to feel like you can do everything by yourself, but that's not how life works. For example, a while ago, I was looking for a research assistant position, so academic research. And after sitting in my room for days on this thing, I decided to just post it on LinkedIn. And I posted that I was looking for research assistance opportunities, like volunteer opportunities. I found a couple simply from posting that on my LinkedIn, but I ended up not going with them because they were full time and I was looking for something more part time or volunteering. And it's just a testament of how if you ask, you will find stuff. You may not find the exact thing that you're looking for, but it can open the doors for new things for you. And a note on how to ask for help. When you want to ask for help, be specific about what you want. Don't message somebody and say hello and just end it there. You need to be specific about the kind of help you want and what they can do for you. Be polite, be specific, and always follow up. Something that I try to do whenever somebody helps me with something, or whenever I ask somebody for help with something and it works out or it doesn't work out, I always send them a message and say, "Oh, thank you for your help with this thing. This is how it played out. If it didn't work out, this is why it didn't work out. If it worked out, this is how it worked out, and this is what happened afterwards." Always, always, always follow up with the people who you've asked for help and have taken time out of their days and lives to help you. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hello, and thank you for listening to today's episode of A Couple of Things. Today's episode is going to be the last episode for a while as I prepare for the new season, which will start at the last quarter of 2020. In the meantime, you can listen to all the old episodes, share your favorite parts, and send me questions you would like for me to cover in the new season. You can send me your questions on Twitter @SladataWork, or you can send a voice note via Anchor messages. Thank you for listening. Bye.